What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Nintendo Enthusiast Radio. I'm your host, Dakota, here with my other co-host, Anthony.
Howdy-ho, neighbors.
And
Hello.
Eli. And I'm here again with the developer of Block Drop U. We just talked about his new game, Super Robo Mouse, Michael Ashenburn. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. So we're going to be rounding up our triple threat episode here with Michael, with a nice casual talk about some indie games that we are looking forward to playing on the Wii U and possibly 3DS. Even though I've sort of subjected myself to just looking forward to Pokemon Battle Chose, I think Eli has some games he wants to talk about, and Michael as well, and maybe even Anthony. Eli, why don't you kick it off? What are you looking forward to in the indie world on Nintendo's
All right.
platform?
Personally, I'm looking forward to Hat in Time, which is, of course, this game that was kickstarted last year, got like 3 times its funding goal, or so. It was over $300,000 in funding. Lots of people supporting it. The reason I'm really interested in this game is that it looks like it has this sort of Wind Waker-ish art style.
Yeah.
Cel-shaded. I think it's kind of a platform adventure game, collectathon. And also the music is going to be done by Grant Kirkhope. So, it seems like the game looks really, really promising, and there's a lot of support behind it. Anthony, what about...
Not only does it have that Wind Waker look, Eli, it's kind of got the expressiveness of Wind Waker too. I'm not sure what the main character's name is, but she looks very expressive. I've seen some screenshots, some videos. It looks like like the game feels very alive. I'm very interested in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this other game I was looking forward to that was kickstarted was Soul Saga. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's kind of supposed to be an RPG in the vein of many of the PlayStation classics, 3D, really large-scale, large, ambitious projects with very large overworld and tons of enemies, all this sort of thing. And it looks really epic, to say the least, for an indie game.
It's like a cel-shaded Skyrim almost, just from the appearance. I'm very interested in it.
Yeah, and then those are just a few of the games. Michael, what about you?
Well, a couple of them that I'm looking forward to. Looking forward to Armillo from Fuzzy Wuzzy Games. I was a huge fan of the whole Super Monkey Ball thing. Percy's Predicament is a fun game that I've been playing lately on the eShop. So I love those games where you kind of just roll around and collect things like that. And I love platforming games, and the graphics look really nice as well. So definitely looking forward to that. Another one is, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, is Zyai's Last Stand from Greg Wiggleton, which I believe is a contributor on your site.
He's an editor on your site, of course.
Yep. So I did get a chance to actually to get a copy of that and play through it, and it's interesting because I don't typically play that type of game. So it comes a little difficult to me, but I'm sure someone that likes those type of strategy games, it'll be something enjoyable to them. But I have enjoyed playing it. It's definitely a learning experience since I don't typically get into something like that. Another one I'm really looking forward to as well is Ping 1.5 Plus. Looks like an awesome puzzle type game. The graphics are very old school. Very, very sharp and bright and colorful. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing that on Wii U as well.
Yeah, all 3 of those games. And Zyai's Last Stand from Greg Whittleton. Looking at the video of the game, it definitely looks very unique. The art style especially. Kind of, when people say it looks kind of construction papered together, definitely a compliment there in the sort of, that it has a very unique art style, and it looks very cool when it's actually seen video of it.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. And I think what a lot of people need to realize as well is a lot of a lot of us indie developers, whenever we're making our first titles, you're going to see a lot of unique art styles go out there because we don't have the budgets to make it look like a AAA game. So you're going to see us doing different things with our art styles that we're able to do on a very low budget, but keep it interesting and very unique looking at the same time, because we have to kind of work around not having a budget for art. So
That can sometimes end up being even better. Sometimes limitations can be a great thing in regards to graphics and art style.
definitely
Absolutely.
true. Yeah.
Another game here that I was really interested in was Hero or Citizens of Earth, which is, I think I got that title correct, which is an Earthbound inspired game in which it kind of takes place in the modern world. It's an RPG, and you can recruit pretty much any NPC that you see to your party. So you can recruit a police officer, as her page says, like a girl in yoga pants or whatever. She just joins any NPC you see on the streets. You can kind of get to join your party, and it's in the vein of Earthbound, very humorous RPG, or that's what they're attempting to put together, and kind of interested in that game as well.
I'm actually, now that I think about it, looking forward to a game coming to the Wii U called Revan. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but it's like a kind of like a Metroidvania kind of. Well, it looks a lot like Metroid, so it was right up my alley. It looks fun. I believe the Varia Games is making making it. It's going to Wii U, PC, Mac, and Linux. I would like the game to be a little faster though, because I'd like to speedrun it. Like it's not as fast as Super Metroid, but it definitely looks interesting. Other than that, I haven't really seen much. I definitely have to get on my indie game because I've been slacking hard.
Yeah, and of course one of the more bigger indie games I completely missed, but Shovel Knight, which is of course the kind of Metroidvania platformer, kind of uses this mechanics, but your main weapon is a shovel, but it's all very 8-bit style and it looks very, very cool. Similarly, another game that looks really awesome is Lobo Destroyer, which is kind of a Mexican-ish themed collectathon, also in the vein of the N64 collectathons. Also looks really solid, just looking at the video. And I guess finally maybe we can talk about Mighty Number 9 if you want to include that in the indie game space as well, which is, of course, Keiji Inafune, the Mega Man creator behind that one. Anyone else excited for Mighty Number 9? No? Wow, that's kind of...
Yeah, I would have to. I never got into the Mega Man games. I do think it's interesting to look at and to watch. Whether or not I'd consider it an indie game, that's to be debated because of its budget. I don't know if I would consider that an independent game, but it definitely looks interesting. I mean, as soon as it hits the eShop, of course I'll buy it because anyone that's seen me tweet out the number of Nintendo Deluxe points that I have knows that I buy anything that hits the eShop. So I'll definitely give it a try, and hopefully it'll kind of inspire me to go back through and play through all the Mega Man games. That's for sure.
Are you interested, Eli?
Yeah, it definitely looks really cool. I played through some of the Mega Man games really recently, just because I really never played them when they first came out. But recently I've been buying them for the Virtual Console and playing through them slowly, and I'm definitely a fan, even though I really suck at them.
I haven't had as much exposure as I'd like to the Mega Man series, unfortunately, so there's not too much I can say about it.
Yeah, that's understandable. There are definitely some really diehard fans out there, though. And
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about this game, Pure Solar HD, which is this game that came out for the Sega Mega Drive, and like 2 years ago it came out. So it came out about 15 years too late for the system, but they're kind of porting it to the Wii U now as kind of fan-based game before. And I really don't know all that much about it, but it just seems really, really interesting, the story behind the whole thing. And they're going to put it up to HD graphics, and it's going to look really, really nice.
That's an
Yeah,
RPG,
RPG.
right? An RPG, yeah. Looks interesting.
Yeah, and then finally, I guess I said finally multiple times now. There's just so many indie games. Two Brothers also looks really, really interesting, which is the it kind of goes back and forth, or not back and forth, but you slowly unlock. You start from 8-bit black and white, and you work up to 16-bit full color graphics. Kind of influenced by top-down Zelda titles, but it's still an RPG. Also, that game looks really cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that will round out our indie enthusiast episode. Tons of indie games coming to the Wii U. We just talked about maybe 5% of them. There's way more coming to the Wii U. And we're hoping you'll stay tuned on NintendoEnthusiast.com with all the news of the newest indie games. So thank you, Dakota, Anthony, Michael, for joining me, and we'll see you guys next time on Nintendo Enthusiast Radio.